Hello everyone. In this discussion, we are going to have two questions of complex numbers. So evaluate part A, 2 out of 1 plus j to power 4. Then part B says j into 1 plus j3 out of 1 minus j2 squared. Now let us solve part A. The denominator is a little bit complicated, so let us first deal with it. So this is 1 plus j to power 4, which can be simplified as 1 plus j squared, then cross brackets, everything squared again. So but what is 1 plus j squared? This 1 plus j squared is the same as 1 squared plus twice j, then plus j squared, which is minus 1. At the end of the day, this is going to be 1 plus 2j minus 1, and this gives you j2. Then it means for me to get 1 plus j to power 4, I have to square j2, because it is 1 plus j squared. So j2 squared will give you j squared, which is negative 1, then times 2 squared. This will give you negative 4. So it means, having dealt with the denominator, I can simply bring it as 2 out of 1 plus j to power 4, which will equals 2 out of negative 4, and that gives you negative a half. So let us look at part B of this question. This is j into 1 plus j3 divided by 1 minus j2, everything squared. So this means j, create a bigger bracket, into j into 1 plus j3 times 1 plus j3 divided by 1 minus j2 into 1 minus. So if I simplify, this becomes this will be j into 1 plus, this is 1 times 1 plus j3, then plus j3 times 1, which is j3, then times j3, which becomes j squared times 3 by 3, which is 9, but the j squared is negative 1, which gives the negative 1 times 9, and this is why we have minus 9 here. Then down here we have 1 times 1, then minus 1 times j2, that will be minus j2. Then I take minus j2 times 1, which becomes minus j2, then minus j2 times j2, which gives you j squared, which is negative 1. But remember, negative 1 is multiplied by negative 2 and by negative 2, which gives you 4. But 4 now times negative 1 of j squared, it gives you minus 4. Also, I have something like minus j2 minus j2. So this gives you minus j4, which is here. So that means this is equal to j. If I simplify this, it will be 1 minus 9, and that will be minus 8, plus j3 plus j3 is plus j6. Now divided by this 1 minus 4 is minus 3, then minus j4. So it means I still have to rationalize this denominator, and this will be, I have to multiply this denominator by the conjugate of this complex number, and this will be negative 3 plus j4. So that's why here I'm multiplying by minus 3 plus j4, because it is a conjugate of here. So what I do on the denominator, I do it also on the numerator. So at the end of the day, I will have minus 8 times minus 3 plus minus 8 times j4, which becomes minus j32. Then minus again j6 times minus 3, this will be minus j18. Then j6 times j4, I'll have minus 24. So if I simplify that, then I will have something like, remember this j is still outside, so I will have j into minus j50. Then what is down here is minus 3 times minus 3, that will be 9, minus 3 times the minus j4, that will be minus j12. then minus j4 times 3, this will be plus j12, then minus j4 times j4, that will be minus 16, then times that negative 1, which is j times j, which is j squared, so that at the end of the day you have 16. So this and that will go, so that you have 9 plus 16, and this will give you j into minus j50 divided by 25, which therefore leaves you with this is the same as j times j negative times 50 divided by 25. So this gives you, first of all, negative 1 times negative 1 times 2, because by 25 1 by 25 25 divided by that, you get 2. So that's why you have j into negative j2, and you have 2, as simple as that. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next discussion.